accidentally bought the Chun Plum in gallon, but I don't care because when I did the math, it saved a lot of money. And now everything has to be Chun Plum for a while. We have to cut costs where we cut costs, you know what I mean? Oh, I just splattered my neck with water. There was water on here. I use plastic lids to hold my glaze. That way I can just throw them away if I don't feel like washing them. That's a ton of glaze. And I shoved my finger in it. Great. Okay, let's just get this rolling. We're just gonna have some, I have some fun color on here. Nice, generous layers of glaze. Oh, let me check the chickens. Are you behaving, boy? Every once in a while, George just decides to chase them. He's a good boy. Here we go. Oh boy. So where the clay overlaps here, I try to make sure I get a bunch down in those cracks. Works for me. So when a pot looks like it's gonna flop, I think it's so cool. And what I do is I help it. So I make other areas thinner so I know where it's gonna fold. And when it's beautiful, I just stop. And I know it's like, you would think this is a failure, but these sell really well and they're so beautiful. So what's the harm in that? I just spilled glaze on my pants. Just typical. I'm trying to get a lot done in 10 minutes so that I keep you entertained while making pottery. It's a new challenge. I just did the craziest thing today, you guys. So my friend, we used to be buddies. We used to be partners, I should say, down at this cooperative of artists. And she messaged me yesterday because we were meeting for coffee this morning. And she's like, after coffee, do you want to go be extras in this promotional video that they're doing for this like co-working office space? And you know, I've never done that before. So I said, sure. I do a lot of that. Like if I haven't done something before, I'm usually up for it. As long as it's not like, you know, too illegal. Turn this away here. So yeah, we went down to this co-working space in Fort Worth, Texas. And I got to pretend to be the talent in their recording studio. This co-working space, it's a lot like, gosh, there's a lot of videographers that rent the space and you can rent cameras and equipment. And I saw equipment there I've never seen before. Kind of like Hollywood type camera equipment and booms and things. I don't even know what they're called. I think C like the letter C. So things that hold the lights and all this other stuff. C-arm or something like that. Anyway, they have all this equipment that you can rent out. And so I just had to stand there while they did a video and I had to pretend to be the person that was getting videoed that day. When in fact, he was the one getting videoed. So I'm just going to be a blur in the background, I think. So what I've done here is I've covered the inside with one coat and I went around in circles. The second coat, it's always good to go in the opposite direction. And if you hadn't seen my other videos, well, you wouldn't know that. So these little turntable, I got this one on Amazon and it's really sturdy. And somebody was getting rid of their pottery stuff and gave me this old one. It's pretty good too. I love these things. They're so handy. You should get one if you don't have one, but you should. Okay, so I'm just doing another coat in circles. So this is my second 10-minute video challenge. I am going to talk and no cuts for 10 minutes, so I hope you can handle it. See, I told you I'd explain the reason why we're doing 10-minute videos, and the fact is some of us have a hard time getting on camera. I feel like I have to be ready. I have to have my makeup on. I have to look good. And I just wanted to tear off the Band-Aid and just say, okay, look, it doesn't matter. You're just getting it done. So I figured also, look, I already did my makeup for this thing that I had to do in town. Well, had to, you know, volunteered to. And so I thought, well, I'll just come out here and just make some videos real quick and say, make it happen for y'all. So I'm getting the Chun Plum on, and then when it's dry, I put a second coat on, and then when it's dry again, a third coat. You can tell it's dry because it looks chalky on the surface and not dark. It just gets lighter, and then you know it's ready to just go hit it with that second coat. And you got to be really careful to make sure you've got all the spots. And then take it out in the light and look for pinholes. And once it's dry like this, if you see a pinhole, you rub it away. And then it will not appear after the firing, probably. Pinholes are tough. I mean, there's probably a lot of reasons for them. Sometimes you get this other kind of a hole that's more like a blister, and that's because I think sometimes pottery just gets too hot in a spot and it blisters. So that's why I don't like to take commission jobs. Commission jobs where someone's like, hey, make me 16 mugs of this color. I'm like, I don't know they're all gonna come out perfect. Yeah, it's frustrating and it's stressful. And do y'all like to take commission jobs? Let me know in the comments. I don't think commission jobs they're just not my thing, you know? Okay, so I've almost got this one covered. And the great thing about doing two is because I have two stands, and then I can work back and forth between each of the pieces. Now, it's good to have a pencil, or here's a trick. You can just make a dash for how many coats you put of something on there. I put one of this one and one on that one. And this one is Chun Plum, so you just put a C at the top of that, and then you know which glaze you've got on. That way, if you're working with multiple different if you're working with multiple different glaze colors at the same time, you can help yourself keep from being confused. You have you can use a sticky note. You can put a sticky note here, a little piece of paper, whatever you've got, just to keep track. Sometimes I'll write it right on here, and you'll see that in my other videos where I'm making a notation of what I've done. Because not only is painting the glaze on a challenge, sometimes it's a challenge just to make the video and paint the glaze on at the same time. Because it's, you know, it's almost like someone's watching you when it's a camera. If you don't have a YouTube channel and you're wondering, should you start one? Yes, because it's great for building confidence. Another thing that's great about having a YouTube channel is the community. It's so good to know that someone is there who's interested in putting glaze on and who's interested in knowing the things that I know. Maybe they're newer at it than I am. So there's useful information out there. And mostly it's the community. Mostly it's you guys that make it worthwhile. It's another way, in my opinion, of not feeling like you're alone. So you're not alone necessarily. If you feel like you're not alone, you don't feel as alone. You're not lonely. It's not sad. So I enjoy just having something, even if it's just a camera, having something to talk to. It doesn't feel the same for me. I did have, oh my goodness, I should tell you. So I've been doing a lot of commissioned art. I draw a lot. If you need me to draw for decals for you, I'm totally available to do that. I just charge by the hour, so it's not that expensive, especially if you don't ask for something that's super detailed. Anyway, I've been doing a lot of drawings, but I went through a phase where I just felt like there was nothing to look forward to. It was like 2 weeks ago. I felt like, oh my gosh, there's nothing to look forward to. I should just quit. I should just quit doing everything. And I felt like I felt a little broken. I just felt sad. There wasn't any reason for it. I thought, well, maybe I should eat some more salads, you know, try and make sure I'm eating enough vegetables and enough fresh fruit and that kind of thing. And I looked at my drawings from that time period, and the colors were really dark and sullen, and I snapped out of it. Thank goodness I was doing this art for the local music academy, and I just snapped out of it. I guess whatever, eating better or taking vitamins or something. I don't know what I did, but I got excited about another prospect that's happening, that's going to happen for me. And all my colors brightened back up again. Rainbows and just like fun. And I was like, I don't know what happened to me, but I'm so glad that January's passed. January, maybe it's tough for everybody. Is January hard for you? So anyway, this is my second coat. And hey Siri, how much time is left on my timer?
The timer has about 1 second.
Aha! I am so good! So you guys, this video is going to be so long. You saw how George, really? This video is going to be super long, and I'm not going to be able to paint all of this glaze on in this video. And it's going to take absolutely forever to upload where I live. So I'm just going to let it end at this. But it was so good to be with you today and to show off my new t-shirt and the new decals and the stuff that I sell on my website. And I hope you go over there just for inspiration. You know, don't feel like you need to, don't feel like I'm like trying to sell you anything. You don't need to buy anything from me. I'm good. And I just want to hear your comments and just be with you today. So hugs! See you soon. Thanks for watching. You don't have to don't feel like you need to subscribe if this isn't something for you. If you're not going to watch all my videos, you don't need to subscribe. But if you need to be with me and you want to come back and see me again, please do. Okay, bye.